there. So I was asked to do a video just demonstrating if you're induced, the exercise you can do in the birthing centre. So I have both of my two in a birthing centre, luckily, and they had Swiss balls there, and you can be by the bed, etc. So just really simple movements sometimes help during labour, during birth, just mobilising through the lower back. So this is what I'm going to show you and what you can do with the Swiss ball, just a few examples. So we'll just start sitting here, hands here, and just literally just gentle bouncing, and you can just practice on those early stages of labour or even before labour, just pulling up the pelvic floor as you're bouncing and then releasing. So just the bouncing alone will be putting pressure on that pelvic floor. So this would also be a good thing to do post-pregnancy as well, once you've had your 6-week check. Pulling up the pelvic floor and then releasing the pelvic floor. So feeling that pelvic floor engage and especially release, which is important for labour. Sometimes you can't feel in exactly the same position, so this is why it's good to practice in lots of different positions. But in the birthing centre, just doing the bouncing and also just gentle rocking. So what you can do is just tucking the pelvis under, hug the baby with the abdominals, make a C shape in the spine, and then just release the pelvic floor as you lengthen. So with the breathing, just exhale and just breathe in as you lift up. And I'll show you side on as well. So just here, hands on the knees, pulling in that pelvic floor as you tuck the pelvis under, pull the abs back, hug the baby back. So it'll be a very small movement, obviously, when you're in labour with the baby. So just to what range you can, just small pelvic tilts, and then lengthening up. Because it's gentle movement that stops us feeling the tension build up in our muscles, especially with all those contractions going on, and the lower back as well. So if we can just do small movement like this, and then obviously as you go into those contractions, you can just stop and hold and just breathe through it. So when you're in a contraction, the breathing is breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just focusing, as you breathe in, focus on breathing in, accepting any discomfort, accepting any pain. And as you exhale, focus on releasing the pelvic floor and keeping your muscles relaxed. Because the more you are in your whole body, the more relaxed you are, then basically the less painful or uncomfortable, however you want to phrase it. So also the one thing you are in control of is the breathing. So when a contraction, obviously the breathing will get faster, so it'll be more like and then when the contraction eases, you just go back to more relaxed breathing and just gentle swaying. So just literally swaying on the Swiss ball. Another thing we can do is just like a pelvic clock. So you just tuck the pelvis under as you roll that ball forwards, and then so it's like you're circling your pelvis around as you keep your ribs and the knees. And if you want to move your ribs and your knees and shoulders, then by all means do. Just small circles one way and then circles the other way. It gives you like a focus, it gives you interim movement from when you're not moving, and we never know how long our labour will be, so if it's going to be long and take a little bit of time to then until we get to that 5 centimetre stage, then we just kind of want to keep that movement going. So I found this really helpful with both of my pregnancies. My second pregnancy was labour was very fast, so I didn't really have much time to bounce on the Swiss ball, but definitely with the first it was very, very helpful. Another thing that I found good was just literally, you want gravity to help you when you're in labour. So just maybe bending over the Swiss ball like this and doing the breathing here, or you can just interim push the ball away, extend up, so you just exhale as you tuck the pelvis under, stretch back, and breathing in to lift up, exhale, and breathing in, up. So there are just a few things that you can do on the Swiss ball. If you're induced and you're connected to all the wires, etc., and they're monitoring you, your range of movement, what it can do, might be a little bit restricted. So laying on your back, potentially in bed, if there's any way you can be either on all fours at any time, and just doing the rocking, release pelvic floor as you go back, breathing in as you come forward, just this small rocking, and then when you get a contraction, hold back and do the breathing there. That's really, really helpful. But if you're in bed, even just doing those small pelvic tilts and lengthening can help ease any back tension that you might feel. But one thing I would recommend is, if there's any opportunity to be kneeling, to be either bending over the Swiss ball or a bed, gravity is going to be your friend and to help baby go down that birth canal. So I would definitely recommend those positions over obviously laying on your back in a bed. But sometimes we're not really in control of these things, so just accepting as well whatever comes your way during that labour, during your labour, is also the best thing, and just staying as relaxed as you possibly can be would be is the best thing that you can do, because we're kind of not in control. But the one thing we are in control of is our breathing, the small movements that we can do, and if this is to hand, it's a very, very good aid just to give you a different focus, and also just to mobilise your back, your shoulders, and just help stretch out when you're in those early stages of labour, but also throughout, really. Okay, and I hope that's helpful.